Hey Legionnaires, and welcome back. We're here with another NTW 3 battle for you today, and I've got this in slow-mo because it seems like it's starting off pretty damn quickly, as we already have a bit of a clash going on here between Russian cavalry, as we have some Russian cavalry from 1804. It looks like fighting against 1806 Russia here. So yeah, it's going to be a very early clash with a bit of a Russian civil war. And what better place to have a Russian civil war than at probably the best Russian map there is going for NTW3, that is Borodino. We are here and we have a glorious 4v4. We have Russia on one side of the battlefield and we have a Russia on the other side of the battlefield, and they are not joined, they are not alone, let's put it like that. They are joined by other factions here. We do have 1809 France, we have 1815 Flanders campaign, and we have 1799 Italian campaign as well. And already you can see it looks like the Russian player here for the coalition side, he's going after a horse artillery, and that's already they're actually going to catch it by the look of it. Look at that, they are going to catch it. They're going to catch his other artillery piece as well. Looks like that's a howitzer there that is being taken out, and those horse artillery pieces as well getting caught in the water, and that is a routing horse artillery as well, and that is a massive loss there for the Russians. Losing looks like their entire artillery train there. Yeah, they've got a big dragoon unit coming across here, 120-man unit now being thrown in, and that's now being sent across. But yeah, the coalition side, the Prussians are joining them. You can see they are already sending a horde of Prussians. It looks like it is going to be 1806 Prussia by the looks of it. You can tell usually by the uniforms, very much like Frederick the Great sort of look when it comes to Prussians. But yeah, the Prussians are here. We also do have the Austrians. I'm not sure which Austria is. It probably is more than likely going to be 1809. And then we also have, last but not least, the Swedes, all the way back here, right at the back. So we have the Swedes, we have the Prussians, we have the Austrians, and we have the Russians for the coalition. And then, yeah, we have the Russians for the Imperials. We also have then 3 French armies as well. So yeah, there should be an interesting one, that's for sure. Looks like finally the French have managed to scare off that Russian cav unit in the back, as I'm coughing away. I do apologise. I'm still a little bit on the ill side. But yeah, we will power on through as these Frenchmen power on through these Russians as well. But yes, it certainly should be a fun one if you want to see more NTW3 carnage, as we've just seen there in the opening minutes. Then do remember, leave a like, subscribe if you're around here, and a comment to show your support. It really does help out the channel. And the French are going in again. They've caught some dragoons, looks like maybe. Are these dragoons, or they might be hussars actually? Yeah, hussars of the Prussians. So they caught some of them sneaking around the flanks, and they're going to go straight off the red line. Another light cap here, another little hussar has managed to sneak through, and it looks like the French aren't going to pursue that. The dragoons probably wouldn't be able to catch it anyway. But yeah, looks like this French player here is just moving on down. They're going to just move straight through Utitsa, and they're going to try and flank on the Prussians here. Looks like the main sort of line of defense is going to be the Austrians and the Russians there. They sort of defending the Great Redoubt, actually in front of the Great Redoubt, which is probably a bad move, to be honest, for the coalition. Lots of grenadiers here, so it looks like we might see a bit of a grenadier spam, I have a feeling, from the Austrians. That should certainly be interesting to see. I'm very, very excited to see these guys in action. And yeah, it looks like a lot of line infantry as well. I mean, mass for the Austrians is their ally, really. They need to rely on mass to try and, hold back the French, since they're not so necessarily great in other departments. And there is another bit of melee going on. The French, again, looks like managed to chase something down. Looks like another Russian hussar, sorry, a Prussian hussar being caught. Well, I say that. Looks like it was redlined and then changed its mind. The Prussians just have a lot of cavalry here. Looks like a more heavily armored cav unit coming forward. Might be a carabinier or something like that, or a cuirassier there maybe coming forward. But yeah, they have scared off the French cav, saving their own hussar. But the French are pursuing in the back here, as you can see, with their own hussar trying to catch these Prussians. And they might do it in a moment here. We'll see. But yeah, these French hussars, yeah, look like they're going to catch the Prussians, and that might be the death of that cav unit now in the back lines, as they're just going to try and escape. But they probably, I mean, if they're redlining now, they are probably going to get routed. But anyway, back to the front lines. Yeah, there you go, the Prussians get routed. And yeah, back to the front lines. Oh my gosh. Are they already being hit by artillery? I think, yeah, it looks like there's already counter-battery stuff going on, you can see here. And yeah, this Westphalian artillery are redlining. It has lost a gun carriage, actually. So yeah, that'll be the reason why. Lost 10 crew members already as well. Yeah, looks like we've got a massive Prussian battery position over here as well. As you can see, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guns here being set up by the Prussians. That is a huge amount of guns, and they are already shelling the 1809 Spanish campaign army in front of them. And lots of mass for the Spanish here as well. We've got a lot of these like Guard Civil, well, basically National Guardsmen, how you going to call them that, being set up. A lot of just military type units. They're just going to be there to absorb fire, and then they've got, looks like, yeah, like more elite units like the Velite Grenadiers of the Guard here of Italy. They're going to get sent in, and they're probably going to do most of the dirty work when it comes to sort of, you know, melee and breaking through. So yeah, lots of like line infantry. I imagine these French line infantry have decent sort of melee stats. There are some more Grenadiers there of the line, Neapolitans as well, Westphalians. Yeah, they've got some decent units. You know, they're going to do some damage. It looks like they've got a whole concoction of different nationalities here. But yes, they are moving on forward. It looks like Russia is going to have to deal with the Austrians ahead of them, but they have no artillery now. So that's going to be a pretty difficult job. There's not really anything to sort of like punch your way through. You're going to have to use, I'd say, Strelki or something like that, maybe to try and snipe out the Austrian artillery. But yeah, the cavalry for Austria could probably sweep aside them. And yeah, I mean, obviously Austria's not used any of its cav yet. They're kind of late to the party. And we still get to see the Swedes arrive as well, and where they'll fit in this battle. They might go somewhere else in this fight as well. Looks like another push forward here. The Russians again going in, and what have they managed to catch this time? Trilliers. Looks like they try to get them, and looks like the Russians are going to get out there alive. The French are pretty late in reacting there with their dragoons. Yeah, as you can see here, looks like France getting up. It's line infantry for like the Flanders campaign is like they're tiny units. Nothing really is like above 100 man tall. I mean, yeah, these units are really, really small. It's a very, I wouldn't say it was a great. I wouldn't say it was a great sort of period, to be honest. It's one of the weaker periods, that's for sure. For like 1815, I'd rather have like if it's since it's say like a 9-pointer, you'd be better off bringing like the Italian one, in my opinion. I think it packs a bit more of a punch. But you can bring a lot of cuirassiers, like fairly cheap, but I think they only brought the one. Yeah, it's back here. I've only seen one heavy cav for the French, and it is this one cuirassier here, 65-man unit. And that is the only one that I've seen is available. They've got lots of Chevaliers, but yeah, nothing more than that really. They've got a fairly big dragoon unit here as well, but yeah, nothing too snazzy. No guard either, which often you do see like 1815 bring, but yeah, not a guardsman in sight. Lots of sappers, which I guess would count as their grenadiers, but yeah, I haven't really got too much of that in that sense. But I think most of 1815 can melee okay. But obviously, they're going up against the Russians, who also love a bit of a melee fight. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, the real punch would be against Prussia. I mean, Prussia, I think this early period Prussia moves pretty slow, and also it relies more on shooting its melee. It's not great, which I think is what 1809 Spain has really built to try and do, is to try and melee. But yeah, if you want to send in any of your own replays, this was sent in by a sub, funnily enough, this battle was sent into my Discord, which is the best place to send them in if you ever want to have your replays covered on the channel. And yeah, I'll leave a link for that in the description down below. It's the best place to go if you ever want to have your name lit up in lights on the channel and have your battles covered. But yes, we'll see how this one goes. I think we're looking at from the we're looking obviously from the Imperial perspective. I think the player sent in was the 1809 French player, so we'll see how they do here in today's battle. I'm certainly expecting a close one. Usually when these replays get sent in, they are usually very, very good. It looks like, yeah, I mean the 1809 looks like it might be getting ready for the silver melee charge. So I'll just skirmishes ahead of them, probably just clear them out with a line infantry volley. Looks like 1809 is covering a fair amount of ground, so much so he's actually looks like he'll be fighting both Russia and Prussia. And Russia's actually is withdrawing. Looks like some Jaeger here. Oh, his general's being shot at. Oh, so it is Jean-Baptiste Jourdan here getting shot. He's lost just the one bodyguard, but you know, more than enough. Got lots of dragoons back here. They're actually keeping a lot of cav in reserve. Might need to move that forward, just in case you need to react. That's really more of what it is. Yeah, you can see the Russians falling back. They are moving towards this big Prussian artillery position, and yeah, I was going to say, they're going to start to get hit pretty soon. They don't want to tempt fate. I'd maybe bring a cav forward to see whether you can get this. test the Prussians, see if they've got anything defending these guns that they've set up here. I've got some cav we just saw disappear there, so there is some cav waiting. Looks like it's a Hussar unit. But yeah, nothing too snazzy. Definitely something a Dragoon could push aside. Yeah, I mean, it's a great sort of thing for the National Guards or like the Spain there to sort of absorb these artillery hits. It looks like the Prussian player isn't shooting them. He is trying to shoot the more, well, I'd say elite, but just better disciplined infantry, not like the massive militia. But good to see that it looks like 1815. He's moving some of his artillery, his 8-pounders here. He looks like he's shifting them to support Russia with these, and he's got his big battery up. He's actually got, looks like, multiple batteries. Looks like he's got 3 units of 8-pounders, but my gosh, he has really gone heavy on these guns. Really has. So we've got, yeah, 3 units of 8-pounders, and he is shelling this area here. So yeah, I guess with Russia losing his guns, it's not the end of the world, because 1815 brought the entire French artillery column, it seems. And actually, yeah, they've done some decent damage. Actually, hitting this light cav here looks like a Hussar unit, and actually causing it to redline for a moment. We'll see whether those artillery pieces can do any more damage. As I say, this looks like a cuirassier unit here for the Austrians. They seem to always typically bring a cuirassier. Don't seem like you can never bring an Austrian army without seeing at least one cuirassier on the battlefield in some way or another. They are fairly cheap and fairly decent, like good to bring, good way to counter the French cav. There you go, the Russians again falling back, not happy with the position there. Looks like we're going to see the Dragoons going in, and the order has been given. It looks like they're going to go for these Prussian guns. And here we go, in go the French. Will they get the Prussian guns? And they're going to charge the Russian cav here. There we go. I mean, there's definitely some serious fimming going on there. My God, I mean, there's friendly fire as well. It looks like they've broken the Hussars. They're going to break the Dragoons as well, but they did break, I think, their own guns. So that was some serious fimming there, to be honest, by the Prussian player. I don't know if he purposely meant to do it, but yeah, that is rough for the French there. Now the Russians are going to counter-charge. Looks like they're going to be sending in their infantry and might go for the militia here, or they might be trying to go for the guns, but they're going to clash. There you go with the French first. French infantry and the Spanish infantry really being stuck on in. Good to see the French in Fim there. Looks like we're going to see another Dragoon unit come forward. They are going to try and tie down those Russians and now blast those Russians on the side. There you go, nice volley. That will do some good damage. Redlining them might rout them, you know. There you go, routing those Russians. Really nice there. On the right flank, big cav fight taking place here. 1799 battling for its life against the Prussian heavies. And he looks like he's losing. He's redlining, and it also says when you hover over them, combatant losing. So there you go. Yep, French are routing. Land is here as well. I'm surprised the French haven't turned any of this infantry to such blast those Prussians on the side. And now the Prussians could just descend onto the flank of all these French infantry, and they can't form square a lot of these. They've got these squares and actually in the middle on the wrong side. Lan is having to shift because he's realised what's happening. And a little Hussar here forming up. There's Grenadiers, the Guard of Consul, and more Grenadiers here. You might just need to form them up. Just start shooting into the side of these guys. Kill these elites. And there you go. That's the French, I think, pretty much without cav on this flank here. Yeah, they might have to send some of it over to this flank. What's this? An artillery piece, artillery of the Guard of Consul. And yeah, it looks like the Bourbon Dragoons getting shifted across there as well. But it doesn't look like 1799 slowing down. He does not seem to care. He's lost his cavalry. He's going to just keep going straight on in. And we'll see what he does. He's going to, I think he's quicker than the Prussians. And these guys are, yeah, L5s. They are, yeah, these guys are speedy. He's catching these Prussians, absolutely. Catch him and you'll kill him. And it looks like Orleans, the Dragoons of Orleans here going in. Looks like they're going to try and test what can form square, what can't. Looks like a lot of it can form square, which is, if anything, just going to slow down the Prussians to allow the French to bayonet them here. There you go. The French get that back, that cav. And it looks like they got another Dragoon here from 1809 going. It looks like the Prussians are going to go straight on in though, and they're going to catch them on the charges. Probably a good chance they'll win this fight as well. We'll see that this one, I mean, they'll be exhausted, I imagine, because they've already had one fight. But it looks like the French are going to fall back. The Grenadiers of the line here are going to form square. Probably try and get a volley off as they go by. And it looks like they're trying to bait them onto the other Dragoon and try and side charge them. They need to be careful though, baiting him close to Lance here. Lance needs to be careful what's going on. And there you go. I think that's a nice little sandwich that you might have just got there between the square and also the Dragoons. But Lance, yeah, still be careful, sir. I think that's what Prussia's going for now. And yeah, they're trying to really stop that out. And yeah, here we go. Sweden has now arrived on the battlefield. And he looks like he's going to be joining this left flank, which is Prussia has kind of been smashed on. So yeah, the coalition left looks like it's going to be occupied by the Swedes. And yeah, Prussia might need to start moving more towards the centre, supporting against 1809 Spain there, who has just been repulsed. One of those militia being sent packing by a Russian dragoon. There you go. The Russians, yeah, they look like they're going to have to give ground. Still, nothing really going on this right flank, where you have Russia and Austria just standing looking at each other. The great artillery bombardment from 1815 continues. Looks like they are, I think they're trying to counter battery. Looks like they're trying to counter battery. The Austrians aren't. They're shooting dragoons by the looks of it in the back, or at least infantry. Again, I would have said that, again, the melee strategy is probably the best strategy available to the French here. Whether they're going to reset go again. Maybe let the next line go in. These guys actually aren't large infantry units. You can bring some pretty big ones, I'm pretty sure, for the French. But it seems like they've gone for much smaller units. Maybe more elites. I don't know. They are certainly speedy guys. But yeah, the Swedes are definitely better shooters than they are melee guys. A lot of these troops back here look a lot more sort of just mobbish military style stuff as well. So they might not be that great. We've got an 1809 infantry unit going in. Looks like they're trying to deal with these Russians in the building there. They've managed to capture that. So that's the town of Samoynovsky. Might be how you say it. I have no idea. But that town's been taken anyway. They've occupied that, and there are yeah, multiple units of infantry actually occupying it. They're going to have to get some of those out. There's too much space. But to be honest, if I was 1809, I'd just carry on in. I like you. You're setting up on the flank here nicely. Charge into the side of the Prussians. You missed your chance. The Prussians are retreating. So that would have been a nice opportunity while you were filing out to go and just go straight in and charge them. Again, with the... I feel like the Russians aren't quite set. Where the the player in front of the French player here, 1809, would want to just throw his force forward, try and break them. The Prussians, yeah, just don't feel like they're set up. And they actually have some... yeah, the Russians have some Prussians in their army here. Yeah, they definitely don't feel like they're set up. They're still moving a lot of pieces around, trying to still get their battle line sorted. As yeah, they try as new people arrive to fill in gaps. Looks like a Chevalier in 1815 failed there. Squares were formed and cavalry was pushed back. Lots of cav kind of form up in the center here. We've got looks like a Russian dragoon that we can't see now. Looks like we've got the cuirassiers and then maybe a Chevalier or a dragoon here. Looks more like a dragoon for Austria. They're forming up quite literally one after the other here. Oh, and they did counter battery. They did actually manage to take that out. Well done to 1815 there, I guess. Oh yeah, he's actually managed to take quite a few of these batteries out. Jeez, doing quite a good job. But yeah, with that cavalry all stacking up there, it did look like they maybe were going to give it a go, maybe charge straight up the center here, challenge 1815, but have since changed their minds. They are trying to match, looks like the cuirassiers up against the French ones. It's a big dragoon unit as well for Austria. Looks like they brought quite a lot when it comes to the cavs. It looks like what you can see of the Austrian infantry might be all there is. Again, another really good hit actually. It looks like they did some damage, made that artillery orange line for a moment. Seems like this mass artillery from the French is working out quite nicely for them. And look at this, Sweden now arriving. And with his fresh forces, he's pushing back 1799. I mean, he's not got cav. Sweden, I imagine, does have cav, but how much and how good? I don't know. These look like carabiniers. These are some of their heavies. They're in sort of like a weird yellowish, greyish uniform. But yeah, they're definitely going to be able to pack a punch, probably break most of those dragoons. Are already pretty weakened. Also, I've not seen any. Oh, I was about to say I've not seen any artillery, but of course we had the console, like Argonaut console artillery piece. Just the one. That's all he's brought. It is a viable strategy. It's a very quick artillery piece. It's an F5. It's a very quick foot artillery, but yeah, it's not going to be a lot. And so, I mean, the Swedes are bringing their own forward, their own artillery piece. Whether they've got any more, so if they haven't, it's a fair fight and I'd say maybe slightly in favor of the French, but it doesn't seem like that. It doesn't seem like it's the case. I feel like that. I feel like maybe there's more we can't see yet for the Swedes. I don't know. Here we go. Russia's going forward. He's going to challenge the Austrians. I don't think a line fight, like I said, is good for him. I think he needs to get into a melee fight. The thing is, if he gets into a melee fight, he's then got to back it up with cav. Because Austria's got plenty of cav that he can send in to sort of break any sort of chance. Like this big Dragoon unit there. We're going to see another Dragoon unit here, the Arzamas. They're getting ready. Oh, so look at that redlining already, these musketeers. And they can square. You imagine these are decent musketeers. But yeah, they are getting 2v1. I would have thought France might come forward and split 18-15 man support. He has a little bit, but he's now also giving ground again, so he's kind of given up on that. As you can see on the map, it is pretty much a straight line both sides here. Now the Sweden's arrived. We kind of, it looked like the French were really pushing and almost threatening that coalition left. Looked like they could like sort of turn it in, but now with Sweden arriving, they kind of pushed back the right, and they've kind of sort of rebalanced the lines now and kind of stabilized that left, which is good to see. If you're rooting for the coalition, if you're not, you're rooting for the Imperials, well, tough luck. The French have been kind of pushed back. But yeah, look at this. Russia is stacking up on his left. Looks like he's going to get ready to go in. And these are grenadiers. Spot the grenadiers. I think they're all... These guys are relatively cheap, if I remember. I mean, certainly in like 1812 and 1806, I think these were much cheaper now. I imagine it's still the case. Big units though, 150. I imagine those are the guys that he's going to try and send through to try and pack a punch and really try and, you know, win him the day. France is still in this building here. He's redlining. I think it's because he's getting shot by Prussian artillery. They're just going. I don't think they're going to spare any French. They're just going to just absolutely blast the building down to smithereens. I mean, if it's, I mean, technically in like Peeps rules, if it's an LOC that's in French, if it like collapses and the French is still in there, it's a French LOC. I don't know if that's necessarily the rules in other general sort of clan games, but that's the case in Peeps. So I think I'll probably go with that. I did see some orange lining Austrians here for a moment. I thought, oh, the Russians winning, but I actually think it's being hit by French artillery that's causing the issues. And it looks like Grenadiers coming forward. Whether the Austrians are concerned that they're going to get charged in a minute from the Russians, which if they are, they're bringing the Grenadiers to the wrong spot. They need to be like back here, like in this line. Well, whether they look like they're going to prepare for their own charge, that might be the case, but if I was the French now, I'd be targeting all these Grenadiers. I'd be just hitting these guys hard. And there you go, they are getting hit. I wouldn't say hard, but I definitely saw at least one Grenadier go down from that artillery volley. So we'll see what they can do. And there you go, the Russians did try and go in. The Dragoonis there failed. And now we're going to see the Austrian Dragoons do their bit. And they got a decent volley in the face there from the skirmishers. Didn't stop them. And now they're going to get countercharged by musketeers. And then in come more Dragoons of the Austrians. They're redlining those guys. They might rout it, actually. I think the Strelki there might rout the Russians. Or the Austrians, sorry. Maybe not. Maybe he will just about pull that through. Yeah, he just about pulled that off. Nice. The Strelki are routing, but it looks like the Musketeers have got thrown in, or most of them anyway, are going to hold that line. And there you go, Chevaliers of 1815 coming forward. That is also scaring off the Austrians. And they're going to get a charge off. They're going to get a bit of a hit onto those guys. Take a few of those riders down with them, but they also have to now retreat as they get hit in the face by a volley of Austrian musket fire. Musketeers here. So they're going to go back. They're now going to 2v1 the Austrians here, trying to even up the odds. And honestly, I think that is even enough. The Austrians probably have much better accuracy than those Russians, I imagine. Here you go, the French, though. They have gone in on this flank here. 1809 is here. We have the Velite Grenadiers of the Italian Guard in here, along with a whole bunch of other things, including, looks like, various Vestphalians, Neapolitans. We have all sorts in here. The Guard Civil. It also looks like Dragoons. I mean, I'd rush that gun. Get that Swedish gun if I was with those Dragoons. I'd get in, get that. I mean, look at this as well. Looks like also, big routes going on. Grenadiers got a decent volley off there into the face of looks like Prussian cuirassiers. And the Prussian line is deteriorated. Just charge that gun, get it. You could roll up the Swedes right now. You can just absolutely hit every single one of these guys. There you go. Dragoons going in, down the line, going. What happened? Is that pathfinding? Surely that's pathfinding. Those Dragoons just needed to go in, and they roll up the Swedish line. There you go. Civil Guard going in. There you go. Not too bad. What's broken for the... oh, they went on the other side. The Carabiniers, it looks like they scared off 1809's Dragoons there. But the Dragoons on this side are going to have a lot of joy. Looks like a lot of non-squarables here for the Swedes. And I think we're about to see a bit of a mass rout here. As, 1799 and 1809 France combine. And yeah, actually the Swedes are still coming forward. What madness is this? Pull back, man. Read the room. Your right flank is gone. They've got to fall back. The Carabiniers are actually going to just go in and hard. Surely squares have formed here. Yep, stop the Carabiniers. They need to be careful. Lands is very close to the front lines here. These chasseurs probably want to form up and deal with them. But yeah, looks like the Swedes are going to keep coming forward. At least they were going to try it. The Grenadiers and the Guard console go in. Seems like the early version of the old Guard. They're going in. 77 brave men. Taking on at least 3 times as many Swedes. Looks like more line infantry getting sent in. The Swedes, like I said, can't melee as well as the French, that's for sure. They're definitely more of a shooting faction. And Lands is going to get got here. The Carabiniers disengaged with the square, and they've got Lands. And that is a dead 1799 French general. There you go. That is the first one gone there. Now they're going to rear charge all of these meleeing French, including the Guard here. Needs to be careful. It looks like he's maybe trying to pull through. He needs to be careful about that. That's very cheap. He hasn't actually. He's okay. He's routed that unit just about. And the Swedes have routed there with the Carabiniers. Luckily for those French units. But 1799, without a general, could be pretty useless now. We'll see. If he can finish up the Swedes, he's done okay. They need to really try and get the Swedish general and certainly mop up the rest of the Swedish army while they can. Certainly 1809 here with his Dragoons should really help out in that sort of area. Just get rid of them. Looks like as well, looks like 1809 over here is dealing with the Prussians. These Grenadiers don't know if they're really meleeing, but they are meleeing. I don't know what's going on. Oh, they're thinning. They're thinning. Ever so slightly. One shot. Oh my gosh, artillery there just blasting the Prussian cavalry. That actually might turn the fight. Yeah, it's the 8-pounders here, the 20th E artillery. They're going to rout those guys. Or maybe the help of the Guard Civil there, getting a volley off. Looks like they have routed that cavalry unit and saved the Grenadiers. It's good. But yeah, Sweden in a whole lot of bother right now, and it's not over by the looks of it. Looks like a lifeguard hussar? I think it's a lifeguard hussar if I remember correctly. But they're trying to fight off. This is the Neapolitans. I think they didn't form square, whether they were just on the chase and just maybe stuck in amongst enemy units so they couldn't form square. But yeah, there's just a bit of a disregard right now for French life, French and Allied life. Not forming square, saving themselves from cav charges. The Grenadiers here, these aren't the Guardsmen, but they've managed to catch up with some of these infantry, which you could see the Laguerre, the Westphalian Laguerre doing the same. And yeah, the Swedes, I think, they might get just fully routed here. Oh, here come the Russians, or the coalition Russians. Looks like they are going to be able to swamp some of these 1799 units. So there might be a small glimmer of light from this. They might be able to get multiple French units here. Some of them have formed square. I don't think this one did. That one definitely has. They got one. Okay, it wasn't that great. They have also routed some of the 1809 Laguerre, and looks like actually that's it. What happened to the Grenadiers? Did they not go in? Surely they routed as well, I would have thought. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, the Dragoons in here. Oh, and they have got the general as well. There's a Swedish general here as well, seriously. Could have fallen back probably. But there you go. With the death of the Swedish general, I think that's the death of the Swedish army, to be honest. I was thinking with the Swedish general still alive, he might be able to rally some of his troops, but well, there'll be little hope now, I would have thought. But yeah, 1799 pretty much sacrificed himself to take out the Swedes. Was a poor use of his cavalry early on. But yeah, on the other side, as we've been watching that, looks like Russia has gone in on Austria and has failed. So it looks like it could even up quite nicely in this one. And if anything, it'll make it less confusing which Russia's fighting which. Only one Russia with a coalition. That's what we want. One Russia. Yeah, it looks like the Grenadiers look like they went for a bayonet charge, and it doesn't look like they made it far. It doesn't look like they've routed any Austrians. They've also failed to be able to use dragoons to rout anything. Yeah, the Grenadiers have been sent over here for the Austrians, and they've countered the Russian ones very easily. The big Dragooner going in, their 120-man unit. It's just running through its own troops, so it's getting stuck, and because their own troops are retreating already, they're breaking pretty easily. And there you go. I mean, Russia might rout this Austrian unit, I don't know, because this is a pretty good Dragoon unit, the Yitomir, I think is how you said it. But yeah, they're pretty good, and this Austrian cav unit, this Dragoon I think it is, it's probably spent. Yeah, it is going to rout. They might get, it's a small win, and if they get the Yotamir out of it, 96-man Dragoon unit getting out of there. No, it routs. Wow, I'm surprised actually. Assumed that might hold, but I guess not. And then another cav unit here, the Arzamas, they've routed again. Looks like some more Austrian cabs. Yeah, Russia has been pretty much fully routed. That's now going to threaten 1815 and his great battery over here. He's having to shift Cuirassiers here and Chevaliers to defend this flank, and Dragoons to defend this flank against Austrian infantry. He doesn't have the infantry actually to deal with that flank. He's got the rest of his army, 1815 here, dealing with a small clump of Austrians and then the Russian main line. Really now the French need to rely on bits of 1809 and 1799 to flank on around the Prussians and try and break through that way. Or 1809 to try and break through here against the Prussian line. That's again, I think that's again where I'd try my luck. That's a general there. The Prussian generals was kind of wandering around, kind of in the front line. You know, he was definitely not behind friendly lines. And they are trying to get back to this gun emplacement as well. But yeah, I definitely think the Prussians are sort of like the weakling. I mean, there's only 3 units left anyway. It seems like these guys can't melee. If you hit these guys, you might be able to then upset these Russians and then start a bit of a mass rout down here if you were to continue on the charge. And they outnumbered them. There's 4-3 here that was like in favor of the French. It looks like now Prussia's sending his 3 infantry over here to over to deal with 1799 France. I mean, if the guns stand their ground with the infantry, they might be able to, you know, cause a bit of a problem. And there's Russian cav here, so yeah, between them, they might be able to cause a few issues there. We'll see. France is... Oh, he's found a tiny... Is this the general we rally? It looks like the general staff that we rallied, but it'll be without a general. Or whatever it was, it's routed now. The infantry, they're just getting rid of that. We'll see what they do on the left flank. Yeah, like I said, left flank of the Imperials looks really, really bad. Oh, the Ottoman has returned, 86 of them left. Hopefully it'll okay. If it rests up, you know, and then if it's still got their general, the Russians. To be honest, I can't see their general actually. That's not a good sign. Yeah, I think 1804 minor losses general. Men have routed. Oh, France has gone in for a charge and failed, and now he's been counter-charged by those Russian Dragoon unit there on that flank, and he's losing Grenadiers, and he's losing more infantry by the looks of it, because these guys can't form square. It's another... How have the French just allowed these guys to get so close? But yeah, there you go. Looks like the Russians might be, with the help of the Prussians here a little bit, able to push back this French right flank. A lot of red line in Frenchmen right now, but unfortunately it just seems like their cavalry broke at the wrong moment. This one is also going to hold. Looks like they're going to get these guns. Oh, they got them already. Actually, looks like they might have got them. I think the 11th Dragoons went in and got those. They might get this infantry. We'll see, but yeah. This is a problem for the coalition, is this flank. The Russians are trying to slow down. sort of getting some success. I mean, these guys are redlining. But that's about it. And it looks like they're going to go in for the guns. I was going to say, that's probably the next best opportunity to get these artillery pieces, 8-pounders. They look pretty good, you know, with these bear skins. Are they guard? No, they're just 8-pounders with some bear skin hats. Okay. They also failed to rout them. I think the carriages will go away. They'll dismiss it, and no, I think. So there'll be no longer foot artillery, or maybe not. No, it looks like they're going to be okay. Looks like they might be okay. No, they're not. Oh, there they are. A lot of commentary over the artillery, but they are going to stay. I'm kind of surprised. I thought that, like, once they went into melee, they usually they lose their carriages, but they didn't for some reason. French again going to catch these guys. Looks like some more line infantry going in. These guys form square. Don't know why. They have form square, going in a red line. I think that the French are desperate to get these guns. They're not set up. They definitely get them. The Russians have a little Hussar unit there by the looks of it. That's going to stun the Prussians. Yeah, they're going to lose their army and just have their general left. Yeah, a little Hussar there getting routed, getting shot in the face. I mean, if the French can act quickly, they can hit these Russians in the side here. I don't know how good these like National Guardsmen really are in melee, but we'll see. We'll find out in a moment. Austria, I think, really needs to push hard and really try and pressure the French right. I mean, I don't know how easy it's going to be. It looks like he's actually doing the long job, and he's going to actually just send his stuff to the left and try and check 1799 France here, instead of instead putting pressure on 1815, trying to turn their flank that way. But I guess in this sense he can stop the French, while over here, if he was to really push hard on that right flank of the coalition, it'd be a race against time to see who can rout the other quicker. Right now it's looking like France is winning that race, because these Russians are redlining. I would be interested to know how many kills these Guard Civil have got. Be interested to see artillery there. Is that technically artillery embedding? Having that infantry unit between the artillery guns. I definitely don't think that's legal, but I'm not sure. Certainly not in like the rules I usually play. I feel like you aren't really allowed to do this. I feel like the guns have to like have nothing between them, like or around them. Like you can't like just, you can have cav nearby as a guard or an infantry like to the side of it, but yeah, not like between. Now I feel like that might be a rule. But anyway, hopefully they move up and just you don't have to worry about that. But you can see the Russians losing this line fight. A lot of their units now starting to rout a little bit, causing other ones to break. The Austrians have come over here and they have immediately started a red line. Whether they're exhausted, which they might be if they've had to sprint from one side to the other, I don't think they... I don't know, the dust has been kicked up. They might have sprinted here. Yeah, if you look at that, routing. I mean, if I was the French, I'd get as close as you can. Get as close as you can, move up a little bit more, and then see if you can get a melee charge off. Chevaliers waiting patiently. I don't think the cuirasses are being sent in yet. No, they're still waiting. They've lost over 10 men, but they are waiting, and so's the Yotamir. That's re-rallied. I get them a bit closer, just in case you can go for something. Chevaliers look like they're going to go maybe... I think they're going to go through this gap and go for the side of these Russians. Yeah, here we go. This one's orange lining. Well, I would have probably gone for that one. But maybe he fancies the Austrians a bit more. No, he's just gone between the two. He's going for the general staff. Really nice there from 1815. And he's going to get Russia's general staff, and now he can just hit anything with the Russians. And the Russian line here should just crumple. 1809 going in. The Swiss leading the way. Lone peacemakers today make war. And yeah, here come the Guards Civil. I don't think they're going to do too much. Just getting a bit closer, scaring off the Russians. I mean, the sheer like size of this unit. I mean, I would be spooked. Yeah, here we go. Russians going in. Probably aren't going to win with their routing comrades around. These guys are probably going to lose. Certainly, morale will be against them. $17.99 going in, dealing with these Austrian reinforcements that arrived here. And I think that is going to be the battle, pretty much. It looks like it is going to be almost over. I think, yeah, a few mistakes made. I feel like Sweden kind of gotten, like, whether he felt like he couldn't escape, but I definitely feel like Sweden, he kept pushing forward on one flank when on the other flank he was losing. I think he just needed to pull back when he realized the rot had started and try and re-rally, and he sacrificed his general when he didn't need to. But I think also 1799 made a big mistake by just losing all his cap. I feel like the coalition should have taken more advantage of that. And then whether Austria could have maybe been a bit more aggressive after winning his fight against a pretty foolish Russian charge, I thought. Routed, but yeah, whether Austria could have really like pushed on that flank there, I don't know. I feel like maybe he could have given it a go. These Jochimir Dragoons moving up. General being killed off. It's Prussians, I think. It's Prussians. There you go. I think that's everything dead apart from the little Austrian unit down there. That, on the map anyway, looks like it's everything dead. So we should see an end result very shortly. And there you go, another general being killed off. And there you go, we have the end results for you on the screen now, hopefully. This was sent in by MM, who was playing as 1809 Spain. So thank you very much, man, for sending this one in. Certainly a fun one. And yeah, always going to see a good Borodino battle. A bit surprised by some of the defenses picked by the players. I just remembered as well, they didn't actually defend the Great Redoubt, the Austrians. Which I imagine those grenadiers amongst the Great Redoubt would have been a right pain to get them out of there. But yeah, really well played by both sides. Certainly felt like the French did a really good job. It's really good moves there. 18 and 15 clutching up at the end, killing that Russian general and just sort of, you know, ending what could have been a very prolonged duel between the two sides. We'll have a quick look at some of the unit stats. Neapolitan infantry leading the way, 251 kills. Guard Seville getting 205 kills, 165 kills with the line infantry there, 147 with the Velite Grenadiers of the Italian Royal Guard. The 11th E Dragoons getting 145 kills, 122 kills with the line infantry there. More of those sort of like National Guardsmen getting 112 kills, 109 with the Swiss. More Italians getting 80 kills there. There are the rest of the kills if you want to have a look at those. But there you go, guys. That is today's NTW3 battle. If you want to see more Napoleonic action, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're around here, and a comment to show support. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.